What's good, fam? It's your boy Jorge. Welcome back to another episode. I want to say thank you to everyone.
What about your boy Mike?
Yeah, I was about to introduce
Okay,
you.
go ahead.
This is Mike, by the way. No, but I was going to say thank you, everyone, for taking the time out to tune in, hanging with the boys.
No one's hating on us yet.
Yeah.
And we just ramble on for an hour, waste an hour of people's lives. So
yeah,
we got that going for us.
I think people like that, though.
Yeah.
They need that little hour of...
I think they like knowing that we're older and we're still immature. Mm-hmm. You know, we're not like super sophisticated podcasters. We just like to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Well, speaking of that, I got a new mic.
I got the old one still.
You guys, dude, we're a poor podcast. I had to put the other ones on layaway.
The dude makes $10, dude, and buys himself a new mic, and I got this one, the old one.
No, actually, I wanted to try new mics out, and this is one that seems like everyone's using. So I went to the local Best Buy. They had it in stock, but they only had one. Mm-hmm. And then I was going to order some on Amazon, but we just had like a crazy storm. So I was like, if I order it, who knows when it'll come. So
that's a good list of excuses.
I mean,
I like it. Yeah. Our listeners are going to buy it for sure.
And then we'll see how it sounds.
Okay.
So if it's really good, then we'll definitely we'll
do a poll on Instagram.
Yeah.
A poll, not a pool.
Yeah.
We'll see whose sounds better. My old one or your new one?
Yeah. We'll see. And then we'll get you some for next episode.
Okay. My birthday is in August.
Well, we'll get it before that. But like I said, we're a poor podcast.
We are very poor. We live in our parents' house. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right. How you been? How was the week?
I mean, I've been good. Bad weather.
God, terrible weather. We got snow again. I know that's all we bitch about on this show, but this winter. I read this is the worst winter we've had since 1970.
Yeah.
So in our lifetime, it's by far the worst winter.
Yeah. October to February has been the most snow since the 70s.
God, dude. So many people had bushes in the 70s. Now I see why. Mm-hmm. It's cold, dude.
They couldn't get out to the store and
get a Mach 3. Yeah, dude, it's cold.
Oh, man. Yeah. So I don't know. Other than that, it's been fine. My kid had part 2 of ski break or something like that, whatever, winter break. So he had that. And then all of a sudden the storm hit. So he basically had a week and a half off. So then it's just at home.
We never had that as kids.
I know.
Dude.
They miss so much school. It's unbelievable. I don't get it. I don't get how parents with 9-to-5s can do it.
And I don't get how these kids, your kid's probably smarter than me, and I went to school all the time. And he's in school half the time I am.
Yeah.
I think my teachers taught me wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
Should I blame them or me?
Well, they had big bushes back then. So,
huge. Yeah. It's because of the storms, dude. I'm telling you.
They were just worried about that stuff. They weren't worried about teaching us.
Nah.
Yeah, so he's just been at home, and then the other one goes to daycare. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, if he's at home, I feel bad sending the other one to daycare. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I pay for that shit.
Yeah.
He needs to go, so it kind of sucks. It throws the schedule off. So once you actually get back on schedule, it takes a few days to get back on that same routine, So just that week right there in itself, kind of throws everything off.
Yeah.
So just dealing with that. But other than that, dude, just doing good and, enjoying doing this podcast and, getting some good feedback and stuff like that. So, life's good.
It's good. It must be nice.
What about you?
Cranky, dude.
Cranky.
I think I'm hitting menopause or something in my 40s. I do love golf. That's probably the reason why I don't like the snow, but I'm starting to understand people in the Midwest when it, I think Ohio has it. It's when it's always gloomy out and they get that seasonal depression or whatever it's called. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I think that's a real thing. If you don't get sunlight.
Yeah. Dude, actually, now that you speak of that, it's been, we're talking about the snow and stuff, but it actually been kind of refreshing because it's getting darker later. Mm-hmm. And actually, daylight savings for us is in a week or two.
Cannot wait.
So, dude, that right there in itself, brings you out of a funk, especially with the bad weather and just being kind of the seasonal depression, like you're saying. Dude, just brings you out of that funk, just knowing that you wake up and it's bright.
Yeah.
And then it gets darker way later. So,
and good weather's coming.
Yeah.
Everything's looking up for us here in Nevada.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy because you know me, I'm just a super laid back, go with the flow type of dude. Mm-hmm. And I've just caught myself so cranky over, so I've got mice in my house. They disgust me. I think the snow, because I've never had them before, so I think the snow's just pushing them in.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're catching those. I'm not sleeping because I know something's in my house. We've caught 9 of them. Disgusting. And then I'll catch myself like we've been playing a lot of Call of Duty because it's been literally like 40-mile-an-hour winds and dumping snow every 3 days, it feels like.
Yeah.
So I'm playing Call of Duty and I'm getting livid. Like I'm complaining. I already talk a lot when I play duty, as you know. But dude, I am just like so edgy and pissed about everything. And then like, I don't know, everything I do, I feel like people driving slow, I'm on edge. And I'm like, dude, I need sunlight and good weather. I'm starting to get like cabin fever, like pissed off. And I'm like, dude, it's weird because I'm never usually like that. I feel like I'm usually just like, wake up, see what the day brings, go with that. And I'm like, man, I need to get out. So I'm looking forward to spring. I think we'll have a couple more storms probably coming in, it looks like. But I mean, today we've got sun and it's a high of like 29. So that's a start. I'm taking the start. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not windy. It's not snowing. I don't have to shovel my driveway. I don't know if you noticed how narrow that thing is.
I mean, it was nice pulling into this.
Yeah, but I'm like running out of room. Like this, there's nowhere to put the snow.
True.
It's like your truck barely is going to fit in my little snow path there.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it's been crazy.
I thought about snowboarding here.
Yeah, you could, dude. You could. I saw a dude cross country skiing down my road.
Dude,
Dead serious.
Dude, me and the wife were driving downtown and we saw someone do that on the sidewalk in town, and we're like, dude, we were like cracking.
Yeah, it's like, what the heck?
Are you doing?
Yeah, he was like walking his dog while cross country skiing, and I'm like, wow. I mean, bless his heart, he's out there getting some exercise. I'm not trying to do nothing in this shit, but yeah, it's been crazy, man. But it is good. Like, you know, as many people know, out in the West Coast, we're always in droughts and we have gnarly fires in the summer. Like a lightning bolt strikes them out and we got a fire. And so I'm hoping maybe this prevents some of our fire season, maybe get some, you know, all the golf courses for me are going to be super nice.
Yeah, that's going to be a great thing because it seems like the last 4 years, it's been a pretty bad fire season.
Yeah.
Dude, and like not last year, but the year before was actually like a whole month was taken from our summer. Mm-hmm. You know,
it was so bad. Like,
so we have to take advantage of the summers and being out and going. Dude, like a whole month was taken away because you couldn't go outside.
Yeah, like literally couldn't go. Like couldn't even open your windows or nothing. Yeah. It was like our air quality was real bad. So I try and look at the positives and think maybe this is for a good thing. But man, it was just, you know, like every year I've been back here. I've been back here for 8 years. And it's like you get a snowstorm, but a week later we're golfing. Yeah. Or a week later we're out doing, like I can go out in the garage and work. And this has been like highs of 20s, cold every day, snowing every 3 days. I'm like, damn, dude, this is gnarly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Freaking Wisconsin over here.
Yeah, I thought we were global warming.
No shit. They changed it to climate change. So we're good. Yeah. Now it means everything.
Yeah, we're back in the ice.
Where's Greta at, dude? Get Greta over here to start asking questions.
I just seen she got fucking detained again.
God. She's going to have a freaking track record before she's 15. How old is she?
She's like 20.
No, before she's 21.
Yeah, something like that. So there was a lot of events going on this weekend. Did you get to watch anything, or did you like cook anything up?
Did I get to watch her cooking? Jorge, it was a blizzard.
I'm just saying. Well, that's why. I want to know exactly what you.
Yeah, and I wanted to break something down. Is so the Honda Classic was this week, or this past weekend in Florida. And it's actually like, it's like the home course for a lot of the tour players. Like a lot of the people kind of like Justin Thomas. Yeah. A lot of them live within the area, not on the course. But so now the PGA Tour went to this designated 17 events, you know, and they did like 3 in a row, I believe. And we've talked about this. That's where like, you know, a Tiger's going to be, or like a Rory's going to be, those guys, you know. So this was the first year the Honda, it's not a designated event. And so they've already lost Honda, like Honda sponsored it for a couple decades, I think.
Yeah, it was like 30 something years.
Yeah, so Honda's pulling out of the sponsorship. That was a big news. And then all of a sudden, and I hate saying this because all those dudes that played last weekend are awesome. I watched all of it still. Okay. But there was like no name in there. Like the playoff was, you know, Chris Kirk, I think, and Eric Cole, I think is his name.
Never heard of him.
Exactly. Which for me as an athlete, I'd be stoked because that's that Kirk dude or Cole dude's try to win, right? You don't have to battle Justin Thomas, Tiger Woods, these guys, or Rory, you know. But as far as viewership, like if I was just a fan, you know, if I had no idea about golf and I wanted to watch golf last weekend, it would have kind of sucked. Yeah. There's no one to highlight, you know, and I've read some complaints on it, and it kind of like, so the designated events, yeah, it's cool because 17 events this year, you're going to see the best play. But it also sucks because those not 17 events, you're not going to see no one. Yeah. If you're a fan, like I'm still going to watch it, and like I respect all the athletes. So
it's just like that talk we had at an earlier podcast talking about when certain NBA players or teams go to like Utah and play the Jazz, a lot of the stars don't play. Yeah.
It's like you're getting like a B squad, you know what I mean?
That sucks.
So yeah, that was kind of a bummer. I mean, the tournament ended up being great. It went to a playoff, so I watched that. Watched Supercross. I was pretty buzzed. I don't really remember what happened.
That was a good one.
It was a good one, yeah. I remember that, but that was about it.
Dude's yard telling all over the place.
Yeah, I know. That's what's awesome about the sport. I mean, you don't want to see anyone get hurt, but anytime there's a good battle for the lead and someone just eats shit, you're like, Jesus, know?
And then that guy eats shit.
Yeah. So as far as cooking, what did we do? Oh, dude, we had a big old taco feast on Saturday.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So we have Central Market. It's our local market here in Carson City. And I swear they have some of the best al pastor I've ever had.
Yeah.
Which is like the pork, pineapple, onion mix, whatever. So I got like 4 pounds of that, a bunch of their marinated chicken, just did a huge taco night, which was awesome that night. But here we are on Thursday now, and I'm still eating it. So
really?
Yeah, because me, I always overbuy because I don't know if 5 people are going to show up or 40. So we did that. It was actually cool. Dustin Miller came down. A lot of you guys know me and Dustin have a huge history. He kind of got our foam pit started for us and pretty much put us all on the path to going where we're going. But now life's gotten in the way. He works full time and he lives up in Reno. I live, almost an hour away from him. So I don't get to see him a whole lot.
Yeah.
So he stayed down here and had some beers, and it's cool with him because we get hammered, but it's always like a reminiscing hammered. Like we just talk about old shit. Cause I don't get to talk to him on the phone or see him every day. Right. So it's like more of just catching up, and so we had a good time, dude. It was a fun weekend. Dude,
you should have had me over so we could have done the podcast with him.
I know we should have. He might not have been in good shape to do the podcast.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So I kind of did the same. I, watched Supercross. I don't remember if I watched UFC. There was like a UFC fight bet. It was like a ESPN one. It wasn't like a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I might have just skimmed through that. But I did crock pot chicken. My kid likes that. Taco seasoning in there. And then, so he just likes the hard shell tacos. Super easy for him. So then I made kind of like, basically, how like you go to the restaurants and you get the quesadilla tacos.
Yeah.
Kind of like real
like a quesadilla, but like a taco basically.
Yeah, fried up, nice and stuff like that. I did that with chicken.
Yeah.
So that was really good.
Yeah.
That was
those are delicious.
The highlight. Yeah.
I love it. I actually made my shells out of cheese one time.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've seen that, and it was, dude. But it's weird. You can only eat like 2 of them. Like, dude, for me, I can mo tacos.
What are they called? Starts with a K. That diet or
keto.
Yeah, that's keto friendly.
That's why I did it. Because I'm on this diet, as you can tell, kind of big now. But no, it was weird. I made 3 of them, and they were perfect. Like, I don't know how I did it. I just literally piled the cheese on the skillet and let it melt, and then put my stuff in the middle of it, folded it up. I made 3 of them. I'm like, dude, I can mow like 4 or 5 tacos. Dude, like by the second one, I was like, oh my God. Because they're so heavy, Yeah. But dude, so good. Because the cheese gets all like crispy, like a hard shell.
Yeah. I think in Vegas, I had, I think the Yard House maybe. They have those there. They're called like vampire style or something like that. It's weird.
Delicious. Yeah. I'm hungry now.
It's a little too much cheese for me.
For sure. You got shit for a week, dude.
So big event this weekend was the Jake Paul fight. I don't know if you heard anything about that, but
he lost, right?
Yeah, he ended up losing to. So he's undefeated, fighting Tommy Fury, undefeated as well. There was a lot on the line, kind of. Tyson Fury, probably one of the best heavyweight boxers ever. They're basically saying like, dude, if you lose, you need to change your last name.
Really?
Yeah. You can't be a Fury no more. Like the dad's a badass.
Yeah.
The older brother. So like you have to like represent us. So there was a lot on his plate.
Man.
And Tommy Fury is only like 23 years old.
Yeah.
So he's a young dude.
Yeah. How old's the Paul dude?
Probably 25.
Okay. So he's like mid-20s.
Yeah. But you gotta understand, like Jake Paul, he's been in the spotlight forever. So he knows what to do. And this guy's kind of like, he's
trying to make a name for himself, basically.
And his brother is Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
So, it's probably a tough situation. Yeah. But imagine that. A guy that just started boxing losing to a guy that's been boxing.
Yeah.
Like, who could have seen that?
Right? I mean,
come on now.
Can you bet on those fights? Like, are they in sports books and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, man, some people made some money.
Yeah. But, I mean, Jake was the favorite. I think a lot of people thought he was going to do good, just the hype on him. But, like a lot of boxers say, like, you don't play boxing. You play sports, but you don't play boxing.
Yeah.
You have to, it's a science.
Yeah.
And you could be good at it. You could be practicing. He's been doing it for 3 or 4 years now, practicing. And I'm sure he does it every day, trains, and he has probably the best trainers, sparring partners and stuff. But like this other guy grew up doing it. So he has more technique. He has more experience and everything. Even though the records And the opponents they fought, both of them are not really the greatest opponents.
Right.
You know, so they were kind of even going into it, but it's just that Tommy has way more experience when it actually comes to boxing because that's what he's grown up doing. Not just picked it up in his 20s, you know.
So how was the fight? Was it a good fight? Or
it was an all right fight. I mean,
did it go the whole distance?
It went the 8 rounds. It was a lot of hugging towards the end there.
I hate that. That's why I never got into boxing.
Yeah. So there's a lot of hugging and stuff like that, but you could tell the difference in experience.
Yeah.
Towards the end there, Jake didn't really, he just put his head down and just throw a punch. Like, you know, he ended up.
The old haymaker.
Yeah. In the 8th round, I believe he did end up knocking Tommy down, but it was more like a slip. Like Tommy came in for a punch. It was a legit knockdown though. He came in for a punch, and as he did that, he got jabbed in the face, and his foot wasn't planted, so like, he just like fell back,
lost his balance.
Yeah, so it wasn't necessarily that he, you know, knocked him down, even though it wasn't knockdown. But even then, he still lost the fight on the scorecards. I think it was, you know, fair. It was good.
How was the Paul dude? Was he like a poor sport about it, or
no? That's the thing.
Because he's arrogant, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's just like the Conor McGregor thing. All these guys that talk the major shit, they always have a really, really good speech at the end.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying, like, don't judge me for my victories, judge me in my defeats. It's like, man, shut the hell up.
Yeah, dude.
Like, you know, but whatever. It was what it was. He had some excuse to say, I got sick twice during camp. I hurt my arm and stuff like that. And he's one of those guys that says, like, there's never going to be an excuse. And then
he makes excuses.
Yeah. But I think this is actually probably the best for his career. So imagine, in my opinion, imagine him beating Tommy. So now you can't be like, everyone's going to expect you to fight pro fighters.
Right.
Like legit fighters. He loses here, like he has the option to fight another celebrity.
Yeah.
Like a McGregor or someone like that, where he can make the most money. But once you start beating legit boxers, that's what people are going to expect you to do.
Yeah, screw that.
And he's kind of a, you know, arrogant guy where like that's what he wants to do, I think. So, you know, once he starts doing that, he's going to want to keep moving up and moving up. So he has nowhere to go there. And then you're only going to meet tougher dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Then you'd basically be in like the boxing ranks.
Yeah, exactly.
And that'd be stressful because he's kind of doing it for entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably likes the fighting, but it's more of a, you know, a draw and a good paycheck. And
for sure.
To fight these dudes that, you know, he probably knows he can match up pretty well with.
Yeah. So then I think he wanted to do the boxing thing. And I think he really did think he was going to win. And when he wins, he's going to be like, well, see, I am a real boxer, and have that keep going. But if you really did that, then no one wants to watch you fight these other guys. We want to see you fight the best boxers in that division.
Yeah.
And maybe get knocked out, like whatever. And so now he has an option, but he had in his clause immediate rematch. So I think he's going to take that.
So they got to go back and do it again?
Yeah.
Oof.
So I feel like maybe, you know, if this stuff is all, you know, rigged like most people think, like he goes in, probably beats them. So then they got to fight the third time.
Yeah.
To like,
so just keep getting that $20 million paycheck as they do it. Lucky.
So that's a nice little thing that you can do. Or like I said, he could go back and fight like a Nate Diaz because he wants to fight him, and just like the celebrity type boxing, so he can make the most money, and then also like have a better chance on winning. Yeah. And not get damaged. Like you're boxing real boxers, dude. Your brain's gonna be mush by the time you're 30.
Mm-hmm. Look at me.
Yeah.
I didn't box.
Just boxing all the time.
Yeah, my brain's just mush, dude.
So I think that was probably the best outcome for him, even though he probably didn't want to lose. But now he has a better opportunity. Keep doing what he was doing. For sure. But if you won that fight, dude, I want to see him against the next big boxer opponent. Yeah. You know, so and that's gonna be a tough one. Yeah. So definitely. I did see, you know, we were talking about golf. Liv Golf, the season 2 debut, had 291,000 viewers.
Saw that,
on the CW network, which that's kind of
I don't even know what it is. Yeah. I thought it was the Cartoon Network.
And then the PGA Honda Classic had 2 million. And I believe that's throughout the whole course of,
for sure.
You know,
the 4 days versus all the 3 days, whatever, you know. And yeah. No, there's not a doubt that PGA still has the upper hand. That's why it's weird that they're like making such a big, like, did you see the PGA just came out? And next year they're going to have no cut events. Yeah. And, you know, like they're doing all this stuff and it's like, sounds kind of like a Live Tour event.
Yeah. So basically that means like if if you make that tour or whatever, no one gets cut. So as long as you're like playing decent, you're going to be making.
They're taking. They don't have a number yet, but they're going to take like between 70 and 80 players, and there's no cut. So usually they would have like 150 players and cut it at about like 65, 70 ish. Yeah. So like they're implementing all these new rules, and the only thing that bugs me is, like I said, I don't care. I'm a fan of both. I like golf, right? I'll watch whatever. But the only thing that bugs me is watching like this Brandel Chambly dude on Golf Channel and these other dudes. And they're this, like when they announced all the rules yesterday of what's going to be changed for 2024, they're like, and this is how it's different than Liv, and this is why it's not Liv, and this is why Liv's not kind of, and they're so like wrapped up, like they're giving Liv free marketing. You know what I mean? Like if they really want to put them under, don't even like, because look, they had what, 2 million, you said? They had 2 million like viewership. Don't even give them the time of day.
Right.
The only way people are going to hear about Liv is social media, and like, Dustin Johnson, he don't post on social media,
Yeah.
But they're giving him so much like free promotion. It's almost like it feels like it's like a setup to me. You know what I mean? Because why, dude, that's all, either that or they're so wrapped up with the way golf's going. I don't know. It's weird, but it's annoying. And them trying to justify how them switching their tour to Liv style events is nothing to do with Liv.
Yeah.
It just drives me nuts.
You didn't do it before there was another competitor doing that type of event. Yeah. And then maybe they are blind to it. Maybe they're just so focused on like, dude, we need to be better, that they're not understanding that what exactly they're doing. Yeah.
And I've had this talk with PGA players last year and my dad and everyone. It's like, Liv is the best thing to happen to the PGA. Yeah. You lost Cam Smith's really, let's say Cam Smith is the one they probably shouldn't have lost. He won the Open and then went to Liv basically right after the tour. He was a good face of the tour, but they offered him like $3 million or $100 million or something like that,
Lucky.
But other than that, I mean, Dustin Johnson doesn't like golf. He's said it, he's at the end of his career. Brooks Koepka doesn't like it. Pat Perez doesn't really care. He's 46,
Just collecting
golf.
Shit.
Yeah. Golf has such a good, stable spot right now with upcoming athletes and this and that. And all Liv did was make the PGA elevate their events. So like we said last week, it's like now you're getting $5,000 if you miss the cut. The purses now went from 1.4 to 3.6. And it's like, so the PGA has had this money and they've had this way to make it a good event for everybody in their field. So Liv did awesome doing that.
Yeah.
It's not that I ever think Liv is outdoing them, right? I don't think Liv's going to be the bigger tour. I never think that, but I'm pumped because now like a dude in 70th place is making good money instead of spending money, and I think that's the way it should be because the PGA makes a shitload of money a year.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me that this dude has his tour card and he's losing money. It's like, that ain't right.
Yeah. And I think like, you're saying, they're really focusing on speaking on Liv a lot, but a lot of the just stats coming out, I don't really think that matters. It's way too early. Obviously Liv doesn't have the prestige as PGA, some of the tournaments and stuff like that. So it's not going to have that for, maybe even 20 years if they last that long.
Yeah.
So bringing out all these stats and comparing and stuff like that, I don't even really think that should be done really because it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And my thing is too is, I mean, I always think of everything, right? I'm not just thinking, oh, Liv's the new tour coming out. It's going to be so badass. What I'm thinking is like, because Liv is backed by, billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah.
They don't care if they have a sponsor for the tournament. They don't care, if they have one person watching it. What I almost think is it was almost a way to wake up the PGA Tour, right? Like, man, you've got world-class athletes out here, and they're getting hosed while you're a nonprofit organization making billions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
That's, because Greg Norman won a ton of PGA Tours and he's like anti-PGA Tour. And so what I'm going with this is like we've talked in the past is I've been a part of promoters that make a shitload of money off you. And then, you're out there risking your life and you're the one why they have the ratings. You're the one why they have the sponsors. You're the one making the 18th hole, one of the events you'll never forget. It's like, you're the one doing that, but these guys are making way more money. And my dad's always like, well, they're the ones with all the risks. They got this. And I'm like, they have no risk, dude. They're a huge corporation. They have huge sponsors coming in and paying for shit. It's like, yeah, dude, they got to put on a tournament, make sure everything's set up and, but they have teams, dude.
Yeah. But
these players out there are the reason why there's a PGA Tour. And that's why like Arnie and Jack back in the day, they kind of started that little thing with going against the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Or PGA of America, whatever it was back then, is because they're trying to, make it for the players. And I just hate how people like are so naive to it. They just think Liv's, the Saudi blood money coming in to take over the PGA Tour. It's like, no, I look at it more as like, it's a wake up to the PGA Tour and start paying these dudes. Like, guys should not lose money having their tour card.
Yeah.
I would be because dude, you go through Q schools. I don't know the exact number, but so there's like a couple stages in Q school. It's like $6,000 to sign up.
What's Q school?
It's like a privateer tour, like privateer. So Korn Ferry is the one under PGA.
Yeah.
So before that, there's qualifier. You can do Monday qualifiers. You can do Q schools, which there's a couple sections of. Dude, and it's like $6,000. So for me, if like, let's say I'm, a bitchin' golfer, but I'm poor and I don't, a lot of these people get sponsors. Like I think Fowler had a sponsor when he was younger, like a rich dude that just comes in and helps him get pave his way. It's like these dudes bust their ass, spend a ton of money, and then they miss a cut and they get nothing for it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's weird to me. So that's why I love Liv, is because I've been a part of that. I've been a part of huge corporations taking advantage of us, and you're the one out there making the damn show. Mm-hmm. Like, Dustin Johnson leaving, he's like, well, screw you guys. You guys make freaking $4 billion a year, dude. And I hate people because DJ's made 50 million or 60 million touring. Yeah. But I mean, he's been on the tour since like 2007. And people are like, oh, dude, he's got $60 million. Yeah, he does. He's got a lot of money compared to all of us average people. But how come his boss has $4 billion? Mm-hmm. It's like there's got to be, when you're the one making the show. And
then also like they're the ones working for that money.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we see it as like, oh, all you do is play golf. But realistically, like how hard is it to be a Dustin Johnson type player?
Yeah.
And then, so you have to be that person to begin with to make that money.
Yeah.
So it's not like he just got it for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
People are just very delusional when it comes to
it's just people hear the money they're making, not understanding the situation, and then they want to call them pussies. Mm-hmm. Like I've been called a pussy before because it's like we kind of tried to stand up and they're like, dude, you're getting paid to ride a dirt bike. And I'm like, yeah, and I've also had 8 friends die getting paid to ride their dirt bike. And that $7,000 check they were going to make that Saturday night when they died, what's that do? Mm-hmm. And you're selling at a 40,000 person stadium, merch, concessions, sponsors, everything. Yeah. It's like, it's just frustrating, like, yes, we all make good money and I'm super happy I didn't have to be a car mechanic or something my whole life. But all I'm saying is if there just should be a balance, you know what I mean? Like,
but shout out to all the car mechanics. We definitely,
my dad was one and that's where I was heading and I don't know how to work on shit. So,
but it's very easy to pick that one athlete or whatever. You look at like soccer stars like Cristiano Ronaldo going to the Saudis where the money's coming for the Liv Tour and everything. He's getting like 270 million for 2 years or something like that. And you're like, why? Yeah. It's like, because he's gone through the ranks and he's made his name to be worth that.
He is going to be that brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
everyone else that plays soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, has the same opportunity as he did. Mm-hmm. It's just, he rose to the occasion, became that.
Yeah.
But it's really easy to be like, dude, he's making all that money to do what?
Yeah.
You're like,
it's a lifetime of work, dude.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime. Like I've been playing golf for 8 years now and I am not anywhere close to a Dustin Johnson.
Yeah.
I could play soccer for 8 years, nowhere near Ronaldo. No. You know what I mean? It's literally like I got a dirt bike when I was 4 years old. And all I did, like we've said, I skipped high school parties, didn't go to proms. All I want to do is race on the weekends and ride all week, and then you start making money and everyone's like, God, you're so lucky, dude. You're so lucky. And I'm like, for sure I am. I am so lucky that I got to make money on a dirt bike. Yeah. But dude, I dedicated my life to it.
Exactly.
And so if you're not going to dedicate your life to something, how can you call me lucky? You don't know. You could have done the same thing. It's
weird. It's a jealousy. It's like luck. Like I wish I could ride a dirt bike and make the money you made, but that's not in everyone's card.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't discredit people. And that's where I think it turns, because people have that jealousy, which is fine, but don't discredit the people.
Yeah.
Because they put themselves where they need to be.
Yeah. And that's what we always talk about over here. Like just the way people are is, like we watched that Full Swing thing we were talking about, the golf Netflix show. And there's this one part where Matt Fitzpatrick, he's a kid from like the UK, I believe. Mm-hmm. He's just a little nerd. Golfers are kind of nerdy dudes, And he's like on the line. I think the major was like in New York, the US Open or something. It was his first win. But like leading up to it, like he's going through all the crowd and they're like heckling him and saying he can't do it and he's going to choke and shit. And we always talk, I'm like, these are the type of people that say that we're overpaid assholes. And these are also the type of people, if you gave him a golf club and put him on that tee box in front of 40,000 people, he would top the ball or those people can't handle any kind of pressure.
No.
But dude, you give them a couple beers and they're fucking God's gift at talking shit, you know, and God, it bugs the hell out of me, dude.
Yeah.
Obnoxious people.
Well, but that's part of sports, I think. And
It is.
And I think that's kind of why sports are great. I've had this conversation not that long ago with someone. We don't have that sports stuff here where we live. We don't have, we have the Raiders now in Las Vegas, but that's still kind of far from us. But the real sports towns, dude, it's like religion to them.
It is.
And it's because they look forward to something.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
So.
They work all week and then just get to watch their teams on the weekends or something. And I'm all for, I mean, dude, you know me, I get hammered.
Yeah.
And I have said some shit on Instagram. Okay. I've been all buzzed and like talk shit on like a John Rahm or something, you know? Yeah. And so I'm technically one of those guys, but it's just like the people that are rude about it, right? Like, dude, heckle all you want. Like I've had people talk shit to me, but just do it in a fun way. Like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but it's the people that are
know at the end of the day that that's not really like how it should be.
Yeah.
Like talking shit and all that, it's all fun and games, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, especially when you're there and you're against the other team, you're like heckling them and stuff like that. You want your team to win, so you're supporting your team. But when it comes to like being delusional and being like, this person doesn't deserve this, or that guy's overpaid, or just like really having some type of feeling towards an athlete or a team, just because, I think that's where it's like, dude, don't be delusional. Yeah,
like for example, not even an athlete, but we went to a Raiders Bills game a long time ago, and you know, Raiders fans, they'll stab you, dude.
Yeah.
So we're up in the nosebleeds, and this dad has his like, dude, couldn't have been more than 4, 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there. He's carrying him up the stairs. And they had Bills jerseys on with their hot dogs and shit, you know. And dude, all these Raiders fans start fucking yelling at this dude.
Yeah, that's
cussing him out, throwing shit at him. And I'm like, dude, he has his kid. It's like, this team doesn't give a shit about you. The Raiders do not care about you up in the nosebleeds up here. I hate to break it to you. They're taking your money, and that's all they care. You know what I mean? And they're like, do stuff like that. That's the kind of fans I'm talking about. Like whether it's golf, moto, you know, anything. It's like some of these people are just like way too like live and die by like their opinion.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't be throwing shit at their dad with his kid. And
And then imagine being the dad. Like I'm a dad. I'd be like, dude, I'm a kid here.
Yeah.
But then you go do something about it. You're going to get your ass beat
by
because it's
50
all the
Raiders fans. So people are out there, man. It's weird, you know.
That's pretty lame.
Yeah.
So Jeff Bezos, he was trying to buy the Washington Commanders, I believe. And they basically, Dan Snyder was like, hell no. Didn't want to do it.
No shit?
Yeah.
He needs to get out of there from what I read.
Yeah.
Snyder does.
And so now it seems like Bezos turned his eyes over to the Seahawks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So now
he needs to get his eyes on a good team.
I mean, the Seahawks is pretty decent.
Decent.
Yeah. But I think the thing is like they were trying to block him from being an owner in the NFL, buying a franchise, and then now he's just determined. Like he's not going to. He's going to get. I mean,
something.
He has the money. Dude.
Yeah, hell yeah, he's got the money.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened already.
I know.
But yeah, it's like it's kind of hard. Like if you were like an owner, what would you look for as far as like buying a team? Just buy any team that you possibly could, or are you looking for something?
Yeah, I don't know. Because, you know, like Jerry Jones, like the Cowboys are the number one like merch selling team, right? So like Jerry, like he's got a good thing going. Even if his team goes, you know, under 500 that year, they still have a good year as far as revenue goes. Or, you know, like the Niners or, you know, Brady being on the Buccaneers or something. But it's like the Commander, I'm going to still call them the Redskins because the Commanders just sounds stupid. But it's like, buying the Redskins, it's like, what, you don't even have like, you know, Chase Young's probably your star player and he was hurt all year. It's like,
it's almost just to buy a team, just to buy
the team. Yeah. But it's like, man, if I wanted to, but I mean that, you know, like Robert Kraft, when he bought the Patriots, they were decent. And then he went on to have like a dynasty, you know, like, so maybe he kind of feels like he could buy something and make, you know, get the right coaches in place, get the right players, draft. Maybe he has a vision for it, or maybe he just needs to get rid of money. That's what I see.
He needs to go to the Kansas City Chiefs because the way that things are going, like, I'm surprised that name hasn't changed.
I know. I know.
Kansas City Amazons.
Yeah, dude, that'd
be horrible, but I'm just saying.
That's the jungle, dude. There's no jungle in KC, dude.
True. Yeah. I mean, Seattle, yeah, that's a jungle right there in itself.
Yeah.
So he's it looks like he's determined. He has plenty of money to do it. I think probably being denied over there at Washington was probably a really good thing, because I'd rather be owning the Seahawks.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why Dan Snyder is so like adamant on holding on to the Redskins, because dude, he was in a bunch of legal trouble, like with money and stuff, and his team always sucks. Everyone hates him. Like from what I've gathered, there's not one person in DC that likes Dan Snyder owning the team. But he's just one of those dudes. It's like an ego thing. He's not going to let it go. You know what I mean? And
maybe that's what it is, because from what I've heard, it sounds like a lot of owners want Bezos to own a team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it kind of benefits them in
Yeah.
a way. So maybe Snyder's like, no, I don't want that to happen. I don't want, you know, so I'm going to keep the team and stuff, when it's like, or maybe it has something to do because what the team is, but like you said, like no one cares about the Commanders.
Yeah. Right now. Like I said, if he had a good vision for it, I mean, you'd have to give it like 10 years though, dude, or 5 years, you know, let's say by the time you get coaches in place, draft, you know, reordered. And I think we talked about this on the podcast, but it's just weird that certain teams just never seem to do anything right, which makes me feel
it's not in the script. Dude.
It's not in the script. Yeah. That kind of makes me feel seriously like that. I could see a script,
yeah.
You know, maybe every play, I don't know, but this kind of stuff, it's like, maybe Dan Snyder has stuff on people or something, like, and they won't let him out, or I don't know. It's weird, but I think that dude needs to go if the Redskins want any kind of validation in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, who knows, but I think it'd be kind of interesting. It seems like a lot of, you know, it's been Mark Cuban owns the Mavericks and stuff like that. So it's been a while now since these like kind of Playboy style billionaires, millionaires are wanting to buy teams, but now it seems kind of like the popular thing to do.
I know. And see, like that brings up a point to me is like Cuban seems like a sports fan.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's like Jerry Jones. He goes to the games. He's courtside. Like he wants to see a team succeed. Mm-hmm. I don't see Bezos being that guy. I don't see him as like just, you know, like a gnarly sports fan that's like into it. Like I said, like when Kraft bought the Patriots, that dude's at every single game. His son's at every game. Like they're watching. He's down in the field shaking hands. Like that dude bought a team because it was probably a passion of his. Mm-hmm. I just don't see that in Bezos. I think it's literally like just a power thing. Just to,
like,
you know,
like Elon bought Twitter.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. Like if I ever get rich, I'm buying golf courses and I'm going to be out on that golf course making it like perfect.
They should have brought Sunridge.
I know, dude. I'm not rich.
Years ago.
I know I'm not rich, dude.
You could have bought it.
I could have bought it, and then I would have been broke with all the shit that breaks out there.
True.
See, someday.
Yeah. Switching over a little bit of social media entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, you're not a big fan, but TikTok came out and it's setting a 1 hour view time limit for people under the age of 18.
Yeah, for minors. Yeah, I saw that.
So actually reading into this, like I'm kind of over the headlines. And then, because if you actually read into it, it's pretty lame.
Yeah.
But like the headline is that, and you're like, damn, dude, good for them. They're doing something cool. You know,
get kids off their phones, go out and do something. Yeah.
So basically, anyone under the age of 18 to 14, if you are on there more than an hour, you basically just have to like put in a passcode.
Oh.
Probably that you put yourself.
Yeah.
Also, like if you're signing up and you already know this stuff. If I'm going to do a new account and I'm, you know, under that age, I'm just going to say I'm older.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't do like an ID verification or nothing. I know.
So that's pretty lame. And then if you're 13 years old, I believe, because that's like how the youngest you can be to be on TikTok, you have to have your parents put in a passcode. So I don't know if that goes to your parents' phone or whatever, or like your parents go to your phone and put it, but it's like, dude, it's not that hard to know a passcode.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So the headline sounds really nice. It sounds like, oh, these guys are really like trying to do something for us.
But it's really nothing.
But it's really just nothing. It's more for a headline. Yeah. What I think it is.
Yeah. I know. I'm finally that old dude. And I am being a hypocrite here. I'm on my phone a lot, especially dude being stuck inside. It's like all I do is just sit there and read. I look up a ton of recipes. I love cooking. I'm always on my phone looking up recipes or catching up on the news or whatever. But when I was a kid, dude, it's like I was out riding all the time, or, you know, I was out building jumps or riding BMX, or like, dude, we would ride 50s around the neighborhoods and shit. You know, it's like and that's granted, I was lucky enough to have all that stuff. But if you're into football, like one of our kids' sons is super into football. It's like we try to get him out and play catch and, you know, keep him out. But man, sometimes you go around these kids and it's like every one of them's on their phone. Mm-hmm. Like 13, 14 years old, no social skills, no nothing. They're all looking at their phones, you know, and I'm like, what the hell is, that's why parents grab those phones and freaking let's go out and do something. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's why I think sports and just any kind of sports, snowboarding, extreme sports, ball sports, anything like that, I think at a higher level, I think is very important because that gives you that discipline. And, you know, we talked about him before, but like you look at that like Hayden Deegan dude, you know, growing up just racing dirt bikes and stuff like that. And now he's a professional. He didn't get there by being on his phone all the time. So he had to like train and I'm sure he's on his phone a lot.
For sure.
But he didn't get
He's doing his work still while he's out there, you know, probably on his phone at night or something. Cause I could see Brian being pretty like stern on him, you know what I mean?
And that's what, you know, makes the difference between someone that's going to make it and someone that's not. So if you're really dedicated into a sport as a parent taking your kids and then also as a kid wanting to be that, I think there's nothing better, dude.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the thing with my kids. Like we have friends and, you know, they put their kids in at riding dirt bikes and stuff like that. And it seems like their kids, that's what they love and what they want to do. And it's cool. I wasn't fortunate enough to do that because I tried to put my kid in anything and they just didn't like it. I'm not going to be the parent that forces them. Yeah. So I'm not saying our friends did that, like forced their kids or whatever, but it just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
But finally I'm finding like, you know, my oldest, he's into like MMA and that's not necessarily something I want like for him to do. But at the same time, if he's going to have that discipline and be like, dude, I love fighting and, you know, like I want to do something with it, then cool. Because the discipline is what makes that person.
Yeah. And that's something good. Like, you know, like any kind of like jujitsu stuff, it's a good trait to have or good, you know, like talent to have, good exercise. Like he's getting out there and he's being put in with maybe a kid he's not comfortable with. Right. And it's a good, like growing, like a stepping stone.
Yeah, for sure.
If you throw an iPad in front of him at 4 years old, dude, I've seen a 12-year-old that throws a fit if he doesn't have his iPad at like a house party. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? You know, it's not some little kid. It's like he should be out doing something. And
so my kids, you know, my kids have, they get games, they play Fortnite and all that. But at the same time, it's like, they're like, hey, can I go play games? And they know they have like a 2-hour limit when they do play. I'm like, no. And they're like, all right. Yeah. That's it. You know, it's not like throw a fit or whatever. So like, if it ever got to that point, it'd be like, all right, you ain't playing no games.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Growing up, we didn't really have games. And at the same time,
I had Duck Hunt and I had all kinds of stuff, dude. Super Mario 3.
Yeah, but it's not like we really just played that all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, I think it's more of a headline title and topic because people don't really read into it. And when you read into it, you're like, oh, so you could still be on there longer. You just put in a little passcode that you set yourself.
Yeah, like no verification whatsoever. Yeah, it's stupid.
So yeah, it is what it is, but that's what's in the news, and that's how they get you.
They got you, dude. I saw the headline, never went past it because I don't have TikTok, so I'm like, and I'm over 18.
Well, I wanted
by a long shot.
I wanted to check out like how it worked.
Yeah,
and obviously, even if they did a system that was like foolproof, you still have to like verify them at sign up, and that would be a bitch.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So maybe now that they're doing all the like blue check marks that you got to verify yourself, they'll figure out a system that later they can implement, like just at sign up when you sign up for an app. But right now they don't have that, and it would be a bitch to like set something that up. So you just go on there and say, yeah, I'm 25 and you're 14.
Yeah. Dumb. Yeah. Stupid.
Yeah. So stupid. So worth watching this weekend. We have a UFC 285.
Okay.
The return of Jon Jones.
Oh, yeah.
So he's fighting in the heavyweight division.
Okay.
Against Cyril Gane, 7 p.m. West Coast time. And then the co-main event is Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso.
Dude, you're pretty good with pronouncing names. I would have messed that one up so bad.
Hey,
Shevchenko.
I watched UFC. We also have Supercross Round 8 from Daytona, Florida. That's going
to be a good one.
Yeah, that's going to be
I love Daytona.
So that's 7 p.m. East Coast time. So our time's 4 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we got the LPGA.
Oh.
The HSBS or BC Women's World Championship.
Singapore or something like that, I think.
Yeah, is there any? Yeah, because the times were kind of weird.
Yeah.
Is there any hotties in that?
Yeah. But
Just making sure.
But I'm 41.
I haven't checked. Well, they're young.
Yeah. Most of them are like in their 20s.
That's all right. 20s is.
Dude, I'm old.
Leo does it.
Yeah.
And and he's like 12 years older.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah.
No, the LPGA is actually getting some good. I mean, they've always had good talent. That came out wrong. Don't get mad at me, okay? I'm not a feminist, sexist guy.
I'm all right.
Okay. They've always had good talent, but we're starting to get like some Tiger type of athletes as far as what, like the Corda sisters. There's sisters that came from like a tennis background. Like their dad was like a
Asian?
No.
Oh.
Full American.
Okay.
So we got the Corda sisters who are insane at golf. Both of them, like one's number one in the world, one's won a ton of tournaments. You got like Lexi Thompson, who's a household name. She like turned pro when she was 16 or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're just starting to get some good female golf in it. And I mean, I still don't watch it a whole lot, but it's more because the PGA, they're obviously going to take the tour side. So like this one, if it's in Singapore, I believe it's kind of cool because it'll either be on like early morning. So if like you get up, you can watch a little bit of it, or if it's on late at night. But yeah, they're coming around.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun to watch.
They'll come for our heads, but I think Liv should do a women's tour.
Oh, dude.
And then have all like not the pros really, but like the influence like Paige.
Yeah.
And just like gnarly outfits to compete.
I'd watch it.
But don't call us like sexist pigs or whatever. It's just, we're men.
Yeah, we're men, dude.
Yeah.
We're allowed to look.
I mean, they put it out there already for us to look, so.
I know. Paige definitely puts it out there.
Yeah.
I don't even follow her, but she'll pop up on like the Explore page every once in a while, and I don't even see her face. It's just two freaking watermelons hanging below her chin. I'm like,
she has the OnlyFans now.
Yeah. She's making so much money because she was like one of the originals of like influencers. You know what I mean?
Sure. Lucky.
Man, bless her heart. Yeah. Make millions off of just Instagram and
being hot.
Yeah. That's what's cool. That's what's cool about being ugly. I never have to worry about that.
Making money off your looks?
Yeah, dude. Like I'm not going to put a freaking light ring in front of my face and, wear like a wife beater or something and have my chest hair sticking out of it, my double chin and my hat off. I ain't doing that, dude. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So I'll just stay broke. You?
I mean, we're doing the podcast for a reason.
To stay broke?
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not broke. You got a new mic.
Well, no, I can only afford one mic. Let me get a drink of...
you haven't taken a drink at all.
This fresh Enlightenment green yellow can.
All right, Happy Gilmore, just take the damn drink, dude.
That's exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, when he wants a Subway sandwich after he gets kicked off the tour. Shit.
Dude, we need to get Guayaki back.
I know. That's your job, dude. You got the contact.
I'll get it. Yeah, so that'd be dope for Liv to do something like that. So Liv marketing department, hit us up and we got some ideas for you guys. But I'm looking forward to the fight this weekend. So that's going to be a pay-per-view fight. So you have to buy it. It's like $80. They've gone up in price quite a bit.
Jesus.
But like I said, the return of Jon Jones. So he's fighting at heavyweight. He's always been light heavyweight. I don't even know his like record, but he's only lost one fight. And that's a disqualification. It wasn't even that he lost it. He just like elbowed some dude in the head where he shouldn't have.
So bless his heart.
Yeah. So he's undefeated. Moving up to heavyweight for the competition. I think everyone wanted to see certain other guys at heavyweight fight him first, but one guy didn't renew his contract with the UFC. So now this is like basically the second guy that would be there. Okay. In Cyril Gane, French fighter. Heavyweight, but super fast.
Yeah, not like big heavyweight, slow dudes.
Yeah, not just like knockout power, but he has the power, but also he's very athletic.
He's also good at like DUIs and drugs and stuff, huh?
No, I'm talking about Cyril Gane.
Oh, I was thinking of the Jones dude still.
I'm talking about, but they're both like that. They're both good on their feet. Jon probably has a better wrestling background. So we're going to see, it's been 3 years. So we're going to see if he has that ring rust, but then also how well he can like move his body now that he's a lot heavier. And it does like his athletics kind of like leave a little bit because he was so athletic at light heavyweight. He could move and everything, and not many people can move like him and everything like that. Moving up to heavyweight now, he's heavier. So can he still move the same? because that Sirigan guy does.
Okay.
He moves really nice.
Yeah.
You know,
I think he'll be fine.
I think so too.
I'm sure they probably incorporate that in the training, like even if you're putting on weight or losing weight or whatever, you know.
Well, that's the thing. It's taken him 3 years. So it's not like he just like got super fat and was like, all right, now I'm ready to fight. Like he gained weight within that 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was out of shape forever.
Right.
Like, you know, he gained it, I think, in a right way.
Yeah.
I'm sure he had some.
Yeah. And like I said, with the way these guys train and prepare for events, there's no way they're not taking that into accountability. You know, I mean, you're not going to work that long and go into a huge fight. And, you know, those guys don't leave a stone unturned.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not a huge UFC dude, but I've watched them and I'm like, you know, you watch like the Ultimate Fighter or even like documentaries and those dudes are insane.
Yeah.
You know, like I got a buddy, Chad Mendez, who fights and that dude.
Oh, you're friends with Chad Mendez?
Cool. Yeah. He's
about to fight.
Yeah. Yeah. He's coming back and it was more through like Traeger. I'm not going to sit here and say we were like best friends, you know, but like just met him at our Traeger events but just watching his Instagram, it's like, even when he wasn't fighting, because he was out for a couple of years, wasn't he? Like he hasn't been in for a while. And dude, that dude's always in the gym, always doing like jujitsu, UFC type training. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
Dude, I think he's about to fight bare knuckle.
Really?
Yeah, that bare knuckle.
Screw that.
Thing. Yeah, that's
no
gnarly,
way.
dude. But back to Jon, dude. He's a funny dude. He's one of those guys too that people love to hate, and especially he's done a lot of bad stuff. Like you know, he's been all coked out, ran over like a prostitute or a pregnant lady.
Oh Jesus!
I know that's a big difference there, but
one of the two.
With a P.
I mean, it could be both.
Yeah, one of the P's he ran over there, but he's done some stuff like that. You know, they say Vegas is not the place for him.
Yeah,
I think he's out of New Mexico. Every time he's in Vegas, he gets in trouble. So he's in Vegas right now.
Vegas will do that to you.
Yeah.
A lot of people get in trouble in Vegas.
So he's in Vegas right now. Weigh-ins are tomorrow.
Okay.
So hopefully
and he should be fine.
Learned his lesson.
He's getting older.
Dude, you never know, dude. Jon Jones.
I know.
I don't know if he's the brightest when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But people do hate him for that. But you can't deny that he's one of the best UFC MMA fighters to have ever lived.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm really excited to see what he can do in this fight.
Are you going to pay the $80?
I mean, there's some people out there that might put it out for free, so I'm gonna have to check that. Not saying you guys do that, but I might have to.
Okay.
You know, who knows?
Tools of the trade, baby.
If I have people over, I usually buy it.
Yeah, for sure.
But if it's just me at the house, then I might have to
might
find
do
another way to do
little
it.
pirating, if you will. Cool. Bless your heart, dude. Good for you.
Yeah, so we'll see. But also, the Shevchenko fight's pretty gnarly because she's like the GOAT of female fighters.
Oh, it's a she?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Valentina.
Oh, okay.
So I think she fights like at 135, something like that. Dude, chick is gnarly.
In the afternoon?
No, that's her weight.
Made you think though, huh?
Yeah. Chick is so gnarly, dude. She, head kicks other girls and knocks them out. And you don't really see knockouts from girls.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
know?
See, that's what's so weird to me is like how we were talking about the LPGA and like girls in little golf skirts and shit. I'm like, dang, dude, she's sexy. And then I watch UFC chicks and I'm like, I am terrified. Like there's not a turn on to me at all there when the chick just gets freaking knocked out or does the knocking out. I'm like, could you picture like a house fight with them? Like if they wanted something wrong for dinner or you did something wrong for dinner or something, she just roundhouses you right between the eyes.
I kind of wouldn't mind fighting one. Like legit
fighting it?
Just to see.
Well, I was just talking about the turn on factor.
Oh, the turn on factor. Okay.
Oh, I ain't fighting a girl. I'll get my ass whipped.
Not that I want to fight girls, but I mean, they're professional. But the Alex Grasso chick, Mexican fighter, she's pretty not bad for the eyes.
Really?
Yeah.
Even when she's all swollen up and cut face.
Well,
and stuff?
I mean, that's a little bit different.
Huh.
Yeah. You're not getting turned on by that unless you're like Chris Brown or something.
Chris Brown's, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Pretty gnarly. Yeah, I don't know, dude. You know what I always thought, and on Instagram, the people usually put like, I'll answer anything. And I was following this fighter, dude, ripping like hot chick fighter. And I'm like, hey, how do your like titties not fall out?
Valid question.
Dude, because some of them actually have like pretty big breasts or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, how do they never fall out?
Did they answer?
No, she didn't answer.
Damn it, dude. I kind of wondered that.
That was a legit question.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to troll or nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, dude, how?
Did you use titties? You should have said breasts.
I said boobs probably.
No, boobs is fine.
Yeah.
But titties sounds like you're horny. You're all horned
But
up.
either way, answer the question.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a pretty valid question. Because, maybe you're wearing tape, which I doubt. But maybe they wrap them in some type of thing.
It looks pretty tight, the top, from what I've seen.
But maybe they wear like a super tight sports bra and then they wear the UFC one on top.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. What if they get kicked in the titty? That's got to hurt.
Yeah, at the time, probably don't. bother them. I don't know.
Adrenaline.
Yeah.
Adrenaline's a hell of a drug, man.
Yeah, we should have a UFC girl fighter here so we could ask all the questions.
Fuck, I'd be so scared.
Yeah.
Hands would be sweaty.
We ask her the wrong question, we'll beat her ass.
Yeah. That's what you ask her about a titty, dude, she's probably going to freaking punch you right between the eyes.
Yeah, happens. But that's this Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that one. It's going to be good.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Daytona. Like I said, that's the one different Supercross race every year, so that one should be fun.
But regardless of being Daytona, like if you guys want to check something out that you haven't before, you should check out Monster Energy Supercross. The racing has been really good.
It's been good.
Like I said, last weekend, it was like the Triple Crown.
Triple Crown,
So it was like 3 main events, basically. And dude, I went to the last race and I was like, if this guy gets this place and this guy gets this place, Hunter wins or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Hunter like crashes.
Oh, man. See, I do remember because we did a pool. Mm-hmm. And so the way our pool goes is like we draw out of a hat numbers. So if you draw like number 1, you get first 450, but last 250 or vice versa, whatever you want. And I was the last pick, so I got Hunter. So they went 450s first, so I had Hunter. I'm like, dude, I'm winning this thing easy. Yeah. Then he crashed 2 out of the 3 mains. One wasn't his fault.
But then he came back. So he still had a chance going into the
he still had a chance, but I'm like, I thought he was going 1-1-1, no problem. And then all of a sudden he's crashing the first turn or whatever. I'm like, dude, how come every time I bet on something, he goes to shit?
Yeah, it happens. And then that Nate dude, Thrasher, he's good, and then he crashes, and then Jordan Smith crashes. And it's like, dude, no one wants to win this.
I know. So, and I called Jordan Smith crashing. That poor dude, he crashes quite a bit. It's coming back to me. It was a good race. 450s, I barely remember. Because, dude, we start drinking like
450s was the same, though.
Was it?
Yeah, because so Webb ended up winning it.
Oh, yeah.
Anderson won the second race.
Yep.
And it's just like these guys they're just going for it and they're crashing.
Yeah.
But it's not bad crashes. It's just like small little errors.
Just something that cost them the win, basically.
But you know that they're going for it so good that, and Sexton just doesn't want to win.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been saying is like moto for me for years was so hard to watch. And this year, last couple of years, it's been pretty good because you would think by now Tomac would just win every main event.
Yeah.
Because he looks really comfortable in the Yamaha. It looks good. And dude, it's like all of a sudden he does something stupid and he crashes and he's getting 5th. And I'm like, dude, like the points, we're already through almost the first quarter of the Supercross season and the points are still tight.
Yeah. Webb is 3 down, I think.
Yeah, but that's tight. Like usually like the, Tomac or whoever it would be, would have, 15 points, almost getting to like a main event where he could sit out a main event. But this is like still like, Tomac's one first turn crash away from losing the points lead or something. You know what I mean? So it has been more entertaining. I mean, it sucks to say, but Sexton's been entertaining because every time he gets in the lead, I feel like every person in the dirt bike industry is on the edge of their seat, just wondering when. Like it could be a heat race or a main event. It don't matter. It's
even he's doing that.
Hell yeah. That's why he crashes. It's like, oh my God. So,
and Daytona is like a legendary track, outdoor.
I do wish, this is just my old school talking, but I do wish it was still a daytime race. It just looks so much cooler like when McGrath and Stanton were out there in like the middle of the day racing it. The nighttime's and I can't imagine racing that track at night because there's, the dirt goes from like light to dark and there's a lot of rust and stuff. And I'm like, man, a pothole would probably come out of nowhere and I'd be over the bars, So that's the one thing I wish. But yeah, Daytona's just fun because it's more of an outdoor style race. It's like that. If I had to pick one race to win, it would be Daytona. Like if you told me I could have one Supercross win in my career, just because, dude, you're an Ironman, like you're still doing 20 minutes, but it's a full blown outdoor track. So
I would say A1,
that'd be good.
That was pretty.
Or the old Vegas finale, because then you could just get hammered, dude.
That'd be
I'd
dope.
be wasted. I'd be fucking Johnny Jones.
That's unfortunate that it's Utah now.
I know. It's not fun. We went last year. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Like absolutely terrible. They stopped selling beer after like the pit party. So you're just sitting in the stands trying to watch a race and everything's all wrapped up already. So we went to a bar. We watched the heat races and left and went to a bar and watched it on TV. Way better. Mozzarella sticks, chicken wings, draft beers. Better than Speedway steaks, which is a hot dog and a Coca-Cola in the stadium. Take your pick, dude. I did the right thing.
Yeah. But yeah, tune into that. That's always fun. So that's going to be a good race. That's on Saturday as well.
Yeah.
So we have a pretty packed Saturday. So we'll see. I think winter storm's coming again this weekend.
I was just going to say, guess what's supposed to happen Saturday and Sunday? It's supposed to snow again.
Yeah. So we got that going on for Saturday, and then Sunday's probably going to be a Call of Duty day.
For sure.
Yeah.
Rank some guns up, do some more zoning.
Yeah. Play some Call of Duty. That one's always fun. To end the podcast.
Let's end it.
you're now business partners, but before there were band members.
Mm-hmm.
You guys dropped a song.
Ooh. Did you listen to it?
Main Event. No, I started to.
Dude, come on.
I started to.
Yeah, so as a group, because we're all old and have families now, we can't really just go play dive bars in Sacramento no more.
Just tour everywhere.
But we all agreed, like, we hung out in Arizona for the PGA Memes tournament. Daniel was there. Vince was there. And we all just agreed. It's like, dude, they have probably, like, Vince is like a genius when it comes to making a song. Mm-hmm. He can make a song in 2 minutes. If you give him one riff, like if you told him a hip hop song you like, he can listen to it and make a riff out of that hip hop beat. It's just the way his brain works. So we were all talking and I'm like, dude, we have so much good material. Why not make one song a month or, one song every 6 months or something, like when you're not busy? And we all kind of agreed. Cause I mean, there's, like I said, there's 3 of my favorites that we need to release. I think they were kind of rough recorded. I've got them, but they don't sound super good. But we just did Thunder in Your Heart, which was off the Rad soundtrack. Uh-huh. And dude, I think Vince wrote it awesome. Like, it doesn't sound just like the way the recording was in the 80s, but he re-recorded it. Daniel killed it on vocals. The ending super heavy, almost like a thrash metal type of song. And it was cool. And we got a lot of good feedback. And I'm like, see, boys, like, because, with technology these days, I could write the rhythm part on guitar and bounce it over to Vince. Mm-hmm. Vince can produce it. Cliffy could do the bass up in Reno and send it, or come down here and send it. And then Daniel just hits a studio and, records his vocals. Yeah. Like, we don't all have to go to a recording studio and do it now, because we're not trying, like I said, it's not like Vince is super good at engineering songs. So we don't need to go pay $5,000 for a day session at a studio.
Right.
But yeah, so hopefully start releasing some more songs. If you guys haven't checked it out, look up Main Event. It's called Thunder in Your Heart. It's on Spotify right now, I believe. And all our songs are on Spotify if you want to check out all the old stuff. And I say our songs like I wrote them all. I haven't really done nothing, but we're looking forward to it. We're going to have some good music coming out and have to throw it on the show. Mm-hmm. Get rid of the 6 feet intro and start doing some Thunder in Your Heart.
So that's what I was going to say. The intro to the show, I just used a little riff from the Main Event, 6 Feet Underground, I believe it's called. So I just used that for right now, but maybe I'll put that one on for this episode. But yeah, that's the Main Event. And, speaking of Vince, and you're giving such high praises and stuff there, Vince, maybe you can make the intro to this podcast.
He will. Dude, we should do that.
That's what All
right.
That's why I put that song on there to begin. Well, actually, I used to just put any song on there, and then I got hit by like Sony because I use like Drake's music.
Okay.
Dude, I use I used Thriller, Michael Jackson, all this. Dude, no one said nothing. I used Drake's song. Dude, I got hit bad. And like, hey, take that shit down.
Get that down, or we'll have some black suits show up at your front door.
Go to your house and beat the shit out of you.
Dude, I think I've got it. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
It's got to be a secret.
Okay. So, so I was thinking they should write the song. I was actually listening to early 90s song, I believe, Onyx, Slam.
Oh, yeah.
And they're
ripping
like,
song.
Let the boys be boys or something like that. And I was like, dang, maybe I should do that.
That could work.
But then I'll get sued.
Oh, yeah.
So can't do that. I can only afford one mic.
Yeah, if we lose our mic, dude, we are in trouble.
So we can't be taking other people's songs. So I was like, dude, Vince should write us a riff and Daniel get on there on the vocals and just talk about like hanging with the boys, drinking beer, like something like that. I'm sure they could do something on a weekend and we'd have the best intro song ever.
Yeah. People would just listen to our podcast to listen to the intro song and then probably cut it off and go listen to something else.
And then at the very end, I'd put the remaining part of the song.
So they have to listen. Dude, genius. I'm getting a new mic soon. I can already feel it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get some royalties.
Keep up this stuff. Yeah. So Vince, hook us up, man.
Come on, Vince.
But yeah, that's going to be the show for today.
Yeah. Good show.
Yeah. I think.
Did you guys like it?
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
All our social medias, _podcast. That's the line underneath.
Took me forever to learn that one, so I get it if you have to explain it.
Or it's not podcast. It's _pod.
See, you got to start knowing what our show is called if you're going to promote it.
Yeah. And then you can go over to our YouTube. That's also The Boys Pod on YouTube. Watch this episode and all episodes. And hopefully we'll start posting more clips on there. And then also you could watch this on Spotify. If you're a Spotify listener, you could watch the video on Spotify. And then most of our people do come from Apple Podcasts. So thank you guys over on Apple.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for my new mic, dude. It sounded really good. My voice was high quality this episode.
Awesome. Yeah. So we'll see you next week.
See you guys.